Hello everyone, welcome to SkySim. What are the best graphic settings for Microsoft Flight Simulator? You go online and there's so many recommendations. Well, you know what? I've taken an easy path. And watch this video and you will also discover what that easy path is. It's a lot easier than you may think. And it gives you the best settings for your system. So let's look at what my graphic display looks like, or my graphic outputs. We're on a F-18 Hornet and we're leaving Edinburgh Airport. And I just want to have a quick flight over Edinburgh and just to show you what does the graphics output look like. By the way, all the recording we do is in OBS Studio. So let's see what this graphics output looks like. Now, of course, we need to bear in mind that you're going to be limited to whatever your weakest link in the system is, and that could be your graphics card, it could be your memory, it could be your CPU. There's lots of factors that we need to consider, but let's have a look at this anyway. I'm getting so many warnings today, but look at that graphics as we fly over Edinburgh City there. Can't be, it can't be ignored that it's pretty good, right? So how did I manage to get those graphic settings? Well, I'll explain in a little bit, but I just want to have a little fly over Edinburgh. Let's go past Edinburgh Castle there, and we'll see what it looks like, and we'll see if we're maintaining our good frame rates. A little bit of graphics delay there, but that's okay. So I think you can admit that, all in all, it's okay. I think, the blinking there was really more down to add-on I actually added to the graphics. But we'll have a little flight over the sea, and I'll tell you what I actually do to set up the graphics. So here we are in our welcome screen. Of course, this is 2020, not 2024, purely because I don't have the internet speed to run 2024, and I am absolutely gutted by that. But let's have a look at our options, and our general options, and we'll go into graphics. I'm using an Alienware 34-inch widescreen monitor, so our display mode's full screen, of course, and full screen resolution. I have an Nvidia GeForce RTX 4080. Let me try again. 5080. Can't even remember what I've got. So, anyways, I'm using a balanced DLSS super resolution. Generate the DLSS frames, of course. Now, using HDR10, using the beta version of DX12. But let's look at these settings. Off-screen terrain precaching. High, 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 high. We could go to ultra, but to be honest, do we really need ultra? Probably not. I'm quite happy with the settings as I have at the moment. Water waves, of course, is medium. But when we go down, you can remove things like lens correction, lens flare, in my opinion. But did I come up with these settings? Well, not really. It's a little bit simpler than that. If you use the Nvidia graphics card, and there's so many choices, of course. In my opinion, the Nvidia graphics card, when it comes down to gaming, you cannot beat the Nvidia graphics card. And of course, there's the Nvidia app, right? And I swear by this app. Always ensure that you have the latest driver installed, right? So currently, we have the latest installed driver. And for graphics, right, it's very, very simple, right? As I mentioned, we do all the recording in OBS Studio. My son, he likes Roblox. That's why we've got a couple of Roblox there. He loves Fortnite as well. As I mentioned, we do have the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I have DCS World But you know this, to be fair, I haven't given it the time to really get into it. It's a little bit more intense, certainly the learning curve, than your Microsoft Flight Simulator. The one which we always use now, pending, a faster internet, is the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and this is the 40th anniversary. You like driving games? Forza Horizon. I took 4 just simply because it's UK based. We also have Cyberpunk, Lego Star Wars, and of course, the ultimate in games, in my humble opinion, is Grand Theft Auto 5. When will 6 come out? Well, I don't know. I think I'll have a long grey beard and grey hair potentially before that happens. So, when you go into this graphics settings or whatever, if you want the best solution, all you need to do, well, let's look at this Microsoft Flight Simulator, right? I can revert, or we can just simply click Optimize. And this looks at your graphics card, your CPU, your memory. It looks at your system and goes to its own database on the cloud. What cloud that is, I really don't know, but I'm looking outside and there's a few clouds, so I don't think it's there. But it looks at the cloud, and from its intensive database, it determines, well, you have this graphics card, this CPU, this amount of RAM, so on and so forth. We will optimize the settings to give you, 1, the best graphical output, and also number 2, your best resolution, as well as speed, right? It's important to have speed. So you can see here that all these settings really reflect the settings in the game. And the Nvidia app, it's, I'll say, cross-linked to the game, and it updates it itself. However, if I want to increase my performance, I can drag this over to here, and that will increase the performance, right? But you can see by increasing the performance, it takes your current ambient collision from high to medium. Whereas if I go the opposite direction to increase the graphics, I'm going here from high to ultra. Let's just have a look at that in-game and see what it looks like. So here we are, back on the runway at Edinburgh Airport. Let's get this baby going. Now we've increased the graphical quality. Let's see if there's much difference. We'll soon find out, that's for sure. And off we go. Now I can see that there is the performance is struggling a little bit, right? It's a little bit more jiggly-juggly, if that's a technical term. We'll head back over towards the castle again. Yeah, the graphics looks a bit better. I wouldn't say, it's significantly better, but the performance has struggled somewhat. And again, we're going for graphics as opposed to performance. So we'll fly back over by the castle and let's have a look to see what the graphics looks like. But more importantly, have we compromised the performance? I can see there's a little bit of washout on the graphics as we go over the buildings and that. So, it's I wouldn't say it's ideal. This mod which I downloaded, I don't really like the look of it. You can see there's a lot of blinking. I might have to remove that. Let's just fly along the coast a little bit. Now, so we're out of the area where the mod is. But if you look at the bottom of the screen, it's not running as smooth as it was. Now, I wonder if I can actually optimize this live. Let's have a look. Let's see what we can do. Now, I'll go back into, where are we? Looking for the Nvidia. Let's see. Nvidia app, there we are. Let's optimize this game again. We'll see if it actually revert. We'll optimize. And let me close that. Now, look at that. Look how more smooth this game is running now. And the graphics. You know this? I think the graphics are fine. So, don't spend hours looking at reviews, in my opinion, of people's settings for Microsoft Flight Simulator, whether it be 2020 or 2024. If you have an Nvidia graphics card, my recommendation is just to look at the optimized settings. And that will give you the best performance and the best quality dependent on what your system is. Thanks for watching SkySim, and as always, if you enjoy the content, please like, and if you're new to the channel and you like the content, please subscribe, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.